Hello viewers. Welcome to a new tour guide. Today we will understand about Hawaii. This is the second episode. You can watch our first episode and check the I button. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. If you want, you can comment on your opinion about this video. So let's go. Understand about Hawaii. Where tourism is concerned, Hawaii has something for everyone. The island of Oahu, the most populous and home to the state capital and largest city of Honolulu, is excellent for people who wish to experience the islands and still keep the conveniences of a large city. Rainforests and hiking trails are minutes from Waikiki Beach, one of the world's best tourist destinations. In the winter, large waves on Oahu's north shore turn the ordinarily sleepy area into the world's surfing capital. On the other hand, those who wish to experience Hawaii at a slower pace would do well to visit one of the neighbor islands. All the neighbor islands offer opportunities to relax and enjoy the sun and scenery. Many of the island's natural wonders are on the neighbor islands, from Waimea Canyon on Kauai to Haleakala on Maui to Hawaii Volcanoes National Park on the Big Island of Hawaii. Numerous waterfalls and rainforests evoke memories of what the islands might have looked like before significant corporations set their sights on Hawaii. The road to Hana is one of the most scenic on Maui, as you manipulate many turns overlooking the island's eastern coast. It leads you over bridges and past beautiful waterfalls. You can end up at the Ohio Gulch Pools, where hiking is quite the experience. History of Hawaii. Polynesians migrated to and established communities on the islands of Hawaii around 800 CE, part of the significant expansion of Austronesian peoples that also populated most other Pacific islands. Captain James Cook was the first European visitor to the islands, arriving in 1778. At that time, each island was a separate kingdom. With the support of Western advisors and weapons, Kamehameha I of the island of Hawaii conquered all the islands except Kauai, which consented to his rule in 1810. After Kamehameha II abolished the kapu system, American missionaries came to the islands to spread Christianity. As the ancient Hawaiians did not have any concept of owning land, the apostles became official landowners of many of the islands. Their children became successful businessmen in the islands and still hold entire isles today. Pineapple and sugar cane plantations were established, and workers from other countries were imported as contract laborers. Their descendants also became established successful professionals. The Hawaiian monarchy was overthrown in 1893 by a group of American businessmen. While the U.S. administration refused to annex the former sovereign nation in 1898, the United States did annex the islands, which became a territory in 1900, and a state of the United States in 1959. Hawaii also became an important outpost for the U.S. military through the 20th century. Pearl Harbor was the site of the Japanese attack on December 7, 1941, resulting in the U.S. joining World War II. Today, the military maintains its presence here, with several major military bases on the island of Oahu alone. Pearl Harbor remains the headquarters of the U.S. Pacific Fleet. Over the years, many major retail chains have expanded their presence in Hawaii, making the islands look more and more like the continental United States, often at the expense of local businesses. Nevertheless, Hawaii remains culturally vibrant. Its population, descended from the native Hawaiians, the original plantation workers, and more recent arrivals, and in which no one group has a majority, is often cited as an example of multiculturalism at its best. There is a solid commitment to perpetuating native Hawaiian cultural traditions and the cultural heritage of Hawaii's many immigrant communities from the Pacific, Asia, and Europe. And indeed, the environment is conducive to longevity. Hawaii has the longest predicted life expectancies of any U.S. state. The climate of Hawaii. Depending on where you are in Hawaii, the weather can be very different over even short distances. On the same day, on Oahu, you might find sun over the beaches in Waikiki and rain only a few miles away in Manoa Valley. Although the islands receive abundant amounts of both sunshine and rain, rain is more likely on the north and east sides of the islands, which face the prevailing northeasterly trade winds and the mountain peaks and valleys. The moist tropical air carried by the trade winds is forced upward by the mountains, resulting in clouds and rain. Rain is less likely on the coastal areas of the leeward sides of the islands. Although there are no actual seasons in the islands in the same sense as in the rest of the U.S., the climate does go through annual cycles based on rainfall when cooler temperatures and more precipitation. The wet season in Hawaii runs roughly from October to March. The dry season, when warmer temperatures and less rainfall, ranges from April to September. There is, therefore, a higher probability of rain if you visit during the peak of the tourist season in late December or January. Hurricane season in the islands runs from June to November. Although Hawaii's relative isolation is rarely affected by tropical cyclones, one of the storms or its remnants does hit or skirt the islands every couple of years, such as Hurricanes Iwa and Iniki hit Kauai in 1982 and 1992, respectively. Overall, Hawaii is warm and balmy. When you step out of the plane, you'll immediately notice that the air is soft and humid, and during the summer months, the trade winds provide a pleasant breeze. Daytime temperatures generally range from the low 21 degrees Celsius in winter, to the mid 27 degrees Celsius in summer. Very rarely does the air temperature exceed 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 32 degrees Celsius, even in the hottest part of summer. However, the humidity will make it feel as if it were a few degrees hotter. Ocean temperatures range between 73 degrees Fahrenheit or 23 degrees Celsius in the winter to 78 degrees Fahrenheit or 25.5 degrees Celsius in the summer. There is usually no more than a 20 degrees Fahrenheit or 12 degrees Celsius difference between daytime high and low nighttime temperatures. Consequently, besides your driver's license, credit card, camera, binoculars, and other essentials, it's best to keep your clothes to a minimum: 1 or 2 pairs of washable slacks, shorts, light shirts, walking shoes, sandals, and swim gear. A light jacket or sweater may be necessary depending on when and where you go. Still, heavy clothing is not ordinarily needed in most areas. Sunscreen is essential since Hawaii's proximity to the equator translates into solid sun radiation. The suitcase space you save can be used to fill up on island purchases. Although the above is true for most islands, you will find exceptions. A good rule to remember is that the higher the elevation, the cooler it will be. Upcountry areas of Kauai, Maui, and the Big Island will be more relaxed during the day, in the 60s F, and much colder at night, in the 40s F. At the highest elevations on Maui and the Big Island, temperatures can drop to near freezing in places like Haleakala National Park, Volcanoes National Park, and Mauna Kea. On the Big Island, both of the most prominent mountains, Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa, can receive snowfall year-round, mainly in the winter, and even experience blizzard conditions. There is more of a difference between the day-to-night temperatures in Hawaii than there is summer to winter. Depending on where you are visiting, there can be more differences between lower and higher elevations. It's essential to research the areas you plan to visit and bring clothing suitable for those conditions. This is all about the second episode. Thank you for watching this video entirely. You can watch our other tour guides about the USA if you want. Then you can visit our channel. If you like this video, I will repeat it. Please subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much.